wet, rainy Thursday, so there we go, got one. Oh, good dog, bring it here, all the way here, come on. Come on. Come on. You're going to get a living woodcock today, that'd be a lot of woodcock. Got it, catch. Good dog, come. Come on. Come on. Come. There, we got a second woodcock of the day here. One more. All right, well, if you're looking back on the fall of 2025, this is probably what you're going to remember. It's hot. It's humid. It's wet. We're going to go for a quick one this morning, so I'm just pretty close to my house. I'm not going to drive back in on any of the bigger properties that I've been hunting. Spot we're in now, it does hold some grouse, but we're going to see if we can't bump some woodcock out of here. The woodcock migration should be down after some of the cooler weather and the northwest winds we had last week. So let's see if we can get some woodcock, because we got to be home by 11 o'clock, and we're not getting a very early start on it because it's been raining and it's just not a particularly great morning. So let's see what we can do. There we go. Here. Got it. First woodcock. Good girl. Good girl. But she spun a tight circle there. We knew she had a bird. Here she comes with it. Good dog, come. Come on. Bring it here. Yep, all the way. Come on. Come on. Good dog. Come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, that's a beauty, big Canadian bird. Look at that thing. So I apologize. I don't know how the footage is going to show up. Of course, 2 minutes after I start walking, it starts sprinkling and misting here. And honestly, it looks really gray, hard to see. You know, we're a good hour after sunrise, and it still is looking like it's just right at sunrise. But boy, this is a big, beautiful Canadian woodcock right here. Nice bird, really nice bird. So we're gonna put him in the pouch. And that's really why we came here this morning. I wanted to see if there's any woodcock in here. I was talking to a guy who put up a bunch of woodcock last weekend. And last weekend, we strictly were on the grouse hunting areas. We were not really in a woodcock area, which we did well. We got our limit of grouse last Saturday, so I'm not complaining or anything. But I gotta be back home early today. My wife's got an appointment. And so I just decided I'm going to stay close to home. We're going to hit this beautiful woodcock area. You can see it's just, we're walking the endless young aspen. It's a great big clear cut of just nothing but young aspen. So stay. We should put some more woodcock up. There we go. We got it. Atta girl, bring it here. Atta girl, bring it here. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. All the way here. Come on. All the way here. Good dog. Well, that's woodcock number 2. I've only flushed 2 and I've hit both of them. I'm going to tell you, when you're hunting the local birds early in the season, A, the cover's thick and that makes it hard. But they don't fly as fast when you're hunting the migratory birds, the birds that have already put a bunch of miles on. You know, they may have flown in here last night, landed in this spot. No, heel. And these birds get up pretty slow. Your local birds, man, they explode and they fly fast and they are hard to hit. I had a couple of really poor days out here this year where I just couldn't hit the darn things. But you get these migrating birds and they're just a little slower flying. Gorgeous birds though, gorgeous birds. All right, real fast while we're in between videos here. Just thought I'd show you that here. I'm using a 12 gauge. And I know your classic grouse gun is like a 20 gauge or a 28 gauge. But I've covered it a couple times. If you've seen my videos, this gun was my graduation present my senior year of high school. My dad bought this for me. It is my favorite gun. It is a Remington 870 Wingmaster. It's got the walnut stock, blued, engraved. Just a beautiful gun. And I've covered it in other videos. Like I said, this was my everything gun. I shot my first turkey with this gun. I don't even know how many ducks and geese with this gun. I mean, this gun laid in a duck blind or a goose blind out in the fields with me, and it's like the bluing is wearing off just from laying on its side in a duck blind. I kind of probably abused this gun a lot over the years. So duck, geese, pheasant, turkey, grouse, everything I hunted with this gun. I didn't own a 20 gauge until I was in my 20s. So I don't know, I used that over and under for the majority of September, and that's a great little gun. But something about this gun, I really love this gun. You can use it for woodcock. If you looked on the shell casing, or the shell that I just showed you, 1 ounce, 7.5 shot. That is the same load I'm shooting out of my 20 gauge. So you can literally shoot the same load between a 12 gauge and a 20 gauge. So you don't have to worry about blowing your birds up. If you saw those 2 woodcock as I was showing them to you, they weren't blown to pieces. And I mean, they were shot pretty close range, the first one. And the second one I actually shot twice. I kind of winged it and spun it around, and it was going down. I didn't need to, but I kind of dusted it on the third shot. So stuff like that happens when you're up and you're on the bird and the bird's still moving. You kind of realize it as you're pulling the trigger that, oh, that bird's already dead. But either way, those birds are not blown to pieces. I'm using an improved cylinder choke, so pretty wide choke. And I am using 7.5 shot 1 ounce loads. So you want to shoot a 12 gauge, shoot a 12 gauge. I was reading an article, and they referred, you know, they were talking about the elegance of grouse hunting, this, that, and the other thing, you know, your side-by-side 28 gauges. And I believe they called 12 gauges obscene. So they're not obscene. You can shoot whatever load you want out of them. You don't have to be shooting these great big 1.25 ounce, high base 6 shot, you know, the kind of loads you'd be shooting in the pheasant woods. You don't have to shoot those. There's plenty of lower power loads you can shoot at grouse and woodcock. All right, we got our 2 woodcock. I'm gonna walk through this side of the trail now, see if we can't pick up our third. Well, should have had that one. It cuffed me, got up on my right side, which if you're a right-handed shooter, you know your dominant side is gonna be your left. So I had to spin all the way around, slipping and tripping on this stuff. And gosh, I got on him, but I think I was shooting, like, he was going straight away, so it would be behind him, but over top of him, essentially. I just couldn't get out in front of him as he was going away. Just dropped our final woodcock, and that was a long shot. So we want to get up and get on that bird, but knocked it down. Looks like Nala's spinning on it. Somewhere up here. It was far enough that I can get a straight line mark on it, but I can't tell exactly where it's at. I think she's right over top of it now. Where's the bird? Where's the bird? Yep, good dog. Atta girl. Come all the way to me. Come on. I know you're hot. Come on, all the way to me. There we go. What do you think, huh? Oh, that makes 3. Starting to clear off today too. It's gonna be probably a hot, humid day for the youth deer hunt today. We'll be out in a deer stand this evening, but we had just a short amount of time this morning to get out. We didn't get a real early start at it because it was so gloomy. And I'm not kidding you when I say I knocked that bird down at probably 40 yards away, and it is stone dead. I think I led it by about 5 feet, swung out in front of it, squeezed, and that bird folded. I did not have the Tacticam on because we were just in a bunch of brush. We weren't even in a particularly great spot. So I'm gonna throw him in the pouch. We're gonna start heading back toward the truck. Maybe we'll get lucky and pick up a grouse. There are definitely grouse in this piece. So let's do it. Let's see what we can do, but we gotta head to the truck and we gotta get going home. But we are limited out on woodcock, so that's a pretty good morning. All Alright guys, just a real quick morning hunt. We were home by 10 o'clock again this morning. I try to talk loud. I live right on a pretty busy road, so when I come out here to film these kind of post-hunt interviews, seems like the traffic is always so noisy. It's amazing how much traffic we have up here in northern Minnesota. I don't remember that as a kid. But anyway, we got out, we got our limit of woodcock this morning. That was really our goal this morning, was just a quick go target some woodcock spots. Some areas that I knew would hold woodcock. The migration should be on, although we didn't put up big numbers of birds this morning, but got some really nice shooting. Got some good footage of at least 2 of the flushes. That last flush, I don't think my camera was on, and that bird was out there a long ways, so Tacticam probably wouldn't have done a good job on that one anyway. But hey, if you're interested in woodcock hunting, just remember you want to target that young cover, like younger than what you're hunting grouse in. The young aspens adjacent to water is great if you have some low-lying areas, if you have a trail that's got some standing waters and puddles in it. That is going to absolutely draw those woodcock in as they are migrating, and they are such amazing little birds. I have so much fun hunting these, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it always seems like these Canadian birds, when they're coming down, you get really big woodcock compared to the local birds that we get in the early season. Some of it might just because they're putting on fat and they're putting on heavy feathers, but just gorgeous little birds, so much fun to hunt, and great work for the dog too. Great work for the dog. I mean, she got on scent, and those first 2 that got up, I knew she was going to flush them before she even flushed them, because her body language changed. She spun on those birds, had some nice flushes, good shooting, a lot of fun. We did flush, I think, 4 grouse as well, and those things were not holding tight. They were getting up ahead of me, ahead of the dog. I think that area is getting a little bit of hunting pressure. I can see it's a beautiful trail that goes in, lots of clover on it, and we were back off the trail, and those birds just weren't letting us get to them before they were flying out. I did not have the bell on the dog yesterday, and I lost track of her a couple times where I was in a really thick spot where the cover was still up fairly well, and just couldn't hear her, couldn't see her, and I was kind of walking, and she flushed birds off to the side of me twice yesterday that we could have possibly had some good shooting on. So I decided to throw the bell back on her today, but I will say, as the late season comes, I'm more inclined to take that bell off the dog. So if you are hunting a little more pressured birds, they tend to hold a little tighter if they don't hear that bell ringing, because that bell's loud, you hear it from a long ways. So anyway, we're going to be back in a deer stand tonight. Youth deer hunt is going on. We had a really good hunt last night. Didn't shoot anything, but we saw the deer we were looking for, so we're going back in after them today. Unfortunately, it's already 60 degrees, supposed to be about 65 today. It definitely doesn't feel like deer season, but we're going to be in a stand anyway. So maybe we will see you out there if we have a successful hunt. All right, see you in the woods.